Hi, I've been getting this question a lot, so I'm going to answer it for everybody. Bezrat Hashem. When I do a Photoshop, do I edit all the pictures and then have the client choose their prints, or should I let them choose and then edit those? Yeah, I want to show my client the edited pictures, but it seems like a lot of work to edit over 100 pictures for a 45-minute shoot, when the client will most likely choose about 20 or less. Okay. So the question of the editing pictures, this is my method. There's dozens of methods to be involved in, but this is what I do and I found to be successful for my business. And my business isn't based very heavily on reprints. We do offer reprints and framing and stuff like that, but we do not make any kind of real tangible money out of it. We've gone for a different kind of business model. So I'm going to show you a email that's going to help us understand the way that I do it. 1 second. Okay. So this is an email that I sent out to a model who modeled for us, a family that modeled for us, and it's exactly as we would do for a regular client. The first thing, once I've taken the pictures, let's say we've taken 600 pictures on an hour shoot. Yeah, 7, maybe even 800 pictures. Not unlikely to take 800 pictures on an hour shoot. This was a much smaller shoot, so the numbers are lower. But I think this was about half an hour. You know what? Let me see. How many pictures did we actually take? I have to turn on a different hard drive. I will tell you that in a minute. In the meantime, what we've done is we've taken the however many pictures, the 500 raw pictures, the 800 raw pictures, not raw, shot in JPEG, but unedited. Now we'll go through them. I haven't edited doing this process, but I've definitely done it myself in the past. Is after we've taken all those pictures that are straight out of camera, that need, as you get better, they'll need less and less work. But right now they need some work. The goal is to get rid of all the pictures that just don't make sense to be there, that are not going to give people any pleasure. That includes pictures. Now, this is going to be a great area where people have taken a picture and they've screwed something up technically. It's not sharp, it's overexposed, bad composition, whatever. Somebody's hands are chopped off, something like that. But it's a great moment or a great expression. So what you do with those pictures now, this is my thinking behind this, and this is what I've done over the years, is I have to gauge how bad the technical error is. That's what we have to do. We have to gauge the technical error. I cannot help you with that one. You have to think of it yourself. If it's really a blur, if the subjects are really blurry, if it's noticeable by a normal human being. And don't be what's the word? Like the word's Pollyannic. Like, don't be overly optimistic, because what will happen if there is a real technical fault? The person will see the picture, and they will see the technical fault, and they'll feel, oh, why'd you miss that picture? So you've done yourself a terrible damage because you didn't give them a picture. You understand? It's obvious. You didn't actually give them any pleasure. You just gave them a pain because you didn't really give them that picture and you showed them the potential of the picture. So leave it out. Get rid of it. But like I said, you have to gauge the level of the technical issue. Okay, that's a different story. Okay, so now we've taken all this picture, we've hacked down from, let's look at this. Let's look at the real stats. This is already warmed up. 1 second. It was, what's her name? Rosenthal. Okay, so here's the raw pictures, Rosenthal SD. Like I said, I took 423 pictures. Okay, the first picture was taken at 1:59 p.m. and the last picture was taken at 2:36 p.m. So it was a 35-minute shoot. That is not. It was because they were modelling for us, so I did it shorter. That is not a regular shoot. A regular shoot is an hour long. Okay, so we've got our 432 images. We go through all these pictures, okay, and we edit them lightly, and this ends up with what we call the final, which are now renamed and renamed family name, and then a number. You can do that in Picasa super easily, super quickly. So now I have 155 minus these two. I have 153 items. Okay, that's 153 finished pictures out of 432, whatever it is. So now let's go back to this email. And now we'll see I have 152. This is the entire portfolio. Okay, now we have the diamond selection. Okay, what I do is, this is a very, very big principle of mine in photography, in the business of photography, is if somebody, I speak out all of this in the business hacks class. If somebody presents you with 5 awesome images, you go, wow, it's amazing. Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing photographer, amazing pictures. If I present you those 5 awesome pictures amongst another 5 mediocre pictures, your entire feeling is like, that was good, there was some great shots there, it was good, it's okay. And then if I present those 5 awesome pictures to you amongst 20 mediocre pictures, then it will go down, your feelings will go down. So what I've done, and I've actually intensified this as my business has moved on, is originally we gave the entire portfolio of pictures. Nowadays it's let's say it's 200, generally 200 pictures. Then I'll select my diamond selection. Let's look at these numbers here. 153, 32. Okay, so my favorite selection from these pictures was 32. Now what I do from that is I then create a slideshow of even fewer pictures. Now we can look, if we go over here, 1 second, we'll see, oh no, not this, excuse me, rose and a thaw. Now I've got, this is the original pictures from the shoot, 423. This is the final, this is what we got it down to, 153. This is now the diamond selection, what we got it down to, which is 32. Okay, and now this is the slideshow that's down to 30. Oh, that's the slideshow, it's down to 29. We cut out a couple of pictures. It's not usually like that. The general numbers are usually something like 220 for the final, let's say 800 from the shoot, 220 for the final, then about 70 or 60 for the diamond selection, then about 25, maximum 25 for the slideshow. Okay, so what we've done is we've basically given a way of presenting. Now we tell them watch the slideshow first, then look at the diamond selection, then look at the final pictures. I've basically not had an unhappy client, literally. I'm saying that since we've been doing this, that I've known of. You're setting yourself up for success. It's changing the probabilities of having a happy client by dozens and dozens and dozens of times. You obviously don't have to call it the diamond selection. You could call it, Toby's choice or whatever it is. Anyway, so that's the way I present it. Now, how does this tie in with your actual question of the editing? So this is how I do it. Is the final pictures, that's a basic crop, lighten, darken, make sure composition's good, maybe a vignette, maybe here or there in Picasa, okay? Then you go take those pictures, now you select your diamond selection from them, okay? And they remain the same, those pictures, okay? Now you take your diamond selection, and when I say they remain the same, is that you do not edit them further, okay? Then you take the diamond selection, and you now select your slideshow pictures. Okay, now your slideshow pictures you take into Lightroom, and you go through and you take the time out and you make these pictures exceptional. Okay, right at the beginning where you guys are holding, it's going to take longer, but you'll get quicker on Lightroom and your photography will get better, so it will get quicker and quicker. But that's not the issue right now. If you want to build a business, okay, you have to get the money thing out of your head. Money is the biggest preventative measure for making a successful business. Okay, not having enough to invest and wanting to have too much wanting to have too much too soon. There's a lot of problems. What you need to do is be clear and that you're building a business, okay? Each client to you is worth much more than you are to them, okay? They've got hundreds of photographers they can choose from. You've got only a limited number of people who will take pictures with you. See it that way. Take pictures for free. 100% take pictures for free. It would make sense to pay people to take pictures of them. It really would. Not that you should do that, but it would make sense to do that. Have people pay minimum amount, $50, something. That number is determined by, you will not lose any business because of your price. Okay, that's what that number is determined by. Put yourself in at like don't put a price in and have, say, a good value, whatever. Have people call you up and then tell them what the price is and work out, did that work? Did I lose people? Don't lose because of price. Get as many clients as you can and blow every single one of them away. And the best thing is when things go wrong, that you can then fix up what went wrong, and then you become from like a good guy into like an excellent guy. And if things go wrong with money and you refund things or you're honest, then you keep going up. If, for example, the shoot wasn't going and you just felt like the kid was like ill or it wasn't good, just cancel it. Don't take any money and say we'll re-meet another time. All of those acts and millions of other kinds of acts like that build your raving client base. Also, the slideshows help build your raving client base as well. The raving clients are the ones that you really want. I've not got time to get into that right now. But now what you've ended up with once you've given them the slideshow is a set of well-edited pictures, of really well-edited pictures. Now, if you wanted to present that as like some kind of download where they could choose the print for their walls from, you could do that. You could create that slideshow selection into some kind of previewing system or presentation. But it would mean that you've got a folder of well-edited pictures, and that's gonna answer up this issue about which ones do I edit. You've selected your favorite pictures. If they ask for any editing on any other pictures, that's fine, that's for sure. But this system will give you a way of making sure that you do some serious editing, especially on the pictures that are going to be shared around and seen by their friends and so on. Also, in regards to images, we go into this in more detail in the photography hacks, the business hacks course, there's a lot of good information there. It is very important to add prints. The difference when we opened our studio, to see the difference between people who booked with us when there were prints or whether it was just digital files, was incomparable. It killed it. So you should add some prints. We've recently just stopped doing that. Just because we moved into a different level of business and it's not so necessary now. But the way that we've always done in the past was 25 13 by 18, which I think in hindsight is too many. 10 probably is fine. 10, 13 by 18, and then 2 or 3 enlargements of 20 by 30 centimeters, which is 12 by 8, something like that. That's usually enough to make somebody feel that they're actually getting something physical. We still don't. It's changing, but the idea of digital still doesn't feel as much as if you've got something in your hands. So people really relate to that as like an extra. Okay, so in short, the editing question is: I select from raw to a final. I break down from my final, go to a diamond selection. I cut down my diamond selection to my slideshow. Okay, my slideshow, which should contain no more than 25 images, probably less, maybe 20 images, even better. Shouldn't go for more than like a minute and 15 seconds. Okay, for sure not. And that's especially if your photography is not as captivating as well. Then it should be as short as possible, down to something like 25 pictures, to between 10 and 25 pictures max. Those pictures should be edited properly in Lightroom, okay? And then you can make some kind of presentation to your client, but don't cheap out on the time, okay? Don't cheap out on the time. This is investment to get your clients raving about you, okay? So that's in regards to the editing of the pictures. In regards to the pricing of yourself, it should be the highest price possible, making sure that no one will ever turn you down because it's too expensive, which means you're going in at a cheap price. Your goal is to get as many customers as possible, not to make money right now. That's not the right way to be thinking of your business. You're not there to make money right now. You are there to build a customer base. Okay, going above and beyond for your customers, just making sure, in short, that your customer is blown away with everything, and then you got a good chance. Okay, I hope that was helpful. All the best.